It's been a couple years since we've been out to Quartzsite, Arizona. We were in the Florida Keys the last 2 winters, but decided to go back to Arizona this winter to see our HDT heavy duty truck friends. We're Dave and Karen from Wax on Wheels. We travel with our heavy duty truck Leroy, our two Can-Am motorcycles, our DRV Dixie, and our smart car Zippy. Don't forget to subscribe and click on that bell to be notified when we post a new video. We wanted to try some new campgrounds traveling out there, so I decided to start setting up our route this past summer. I try to plan 6 months in advance to have more choices of campsites to choose from. I use Good Sam Trip Planner program. It provides locations of campgrounds along your route. I always look for Thousand Trails campgrounds first with our membership, then Army Corps campgrounds, then private campgrounds that honor Good Sam or Passport America memberships whenever possible. Then an occasional Walmart or other free boondocking site I could find on allstays.com for an overnight stay. Once I figure out the route, because we don't like to travel more than 3 or 4 hours at a time, I need to find campgrounds that we would fit in. Since we're about 80 feet long after we detach, I have to check out each campground's website and use Google Earth to see and measure the camping sites whenever it's possible. Then I call the campground to verify or reserve a spot online. And of course, I always call Walmart first to make sure it's okay to park there. I set up my itinerary through Excel spreadsheet. I will link some more information about that spreadsheet and others that I have in the description below. We are finally getting ready to take off to go to Arizona. About a month to get out to Quartzsite, a couple weeks in Quartzsite, about a month to come back. So we haven't had our RV out for quite some time, so we need to do some maintenance on it. Preventive maintenance. Dave's going through his checklist, which is in his head. Right now we have our truck Leroy and our RV Dixie in our toy box at our new home. And it looks like you're already getting started here, Dave. What you got going on?
Pull off the wheels and take a look at the bearings and brakes.
Okay, what else are we gonna have to do?
We're gonna have to lubricate all the slides, check all the batteries, you name it, all the legs. Clean those all off, make sure they're running good, take care of the tote, check all the bearings and tires on the tote, make sure all the tires are up to inflation rate, check the furnace out, the hot water heater, make sure the propane's running right, stove, everything. And then, of course, you got Leroy, check all his fluids and all that. His oil just got changed about 2,000 miles ago, so I'm not worried about changing the oil. Make sure the generator's running right. Yeah, make sure everything's happening. All the lights and everything function as they should.
Brakes, batteries on the
Brakes,
on
batteries,
Leroy?
lights, you name it.
All right, we'll see.
Coolant, oil, power steering fluid, tranny fluid. So, got my hands full for the next couple days.
Keep our fingers crossed. We leave soon.
We leave soon.
What'd you find?
We got a crack in the rotor.
Aww.
Right there. These things always crack. You can see it coming down the side.
Okay, that's one. How's that one looking?
This one looking all right.
The noise that it's currently making, is that normal?
Yeah. The brakes are a little closed on them.
You gonna need new brakes?
No, these pads look pretty good.
Wow, is that pitted up? How come?
I don't know.
Could be from a truck wash where they sprayed acid on the wheels when we told them not to.
So, you checked the bearings on that?
Yeah, I opened up the cap, looked in there, it looks all right.
Didn't have to add any goop to it?
Nope.
And what else you gotta do to it?
Oh yeah, you grab it and see if you can wiggle it at all back and forth. And it doesn't wiggle.
And what kind of tires do you have here?
Continental.
And these are J rated?
Yep, 20 ply.
How you like them?
So far, so good. No
Good.
blowouts, no nothing.
Best we've had so far.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the truth. Best we've had so far.
That's a nifty little roll around thing you got there for the tire.
It is.
It saves you a lot of hassle, doesn't it?
Oh, keeps you from breaking your back. That's a fact. Just line it up. Come on now. Right there. Look at that, huh?
How's this side looking?
That one's all right. I'm moving on to the next one right now.
Bearings good?
Yeah.
Well, that was one of your best buys, wasn't it?
Oh, yeah.
I'll give you a link in the description below.
I torqued it to 120.
You took them to 120?
Yeah.
Have you done that on these yet?
Yeah.
Look at that. Slides right out.
Slides right off and rolls right away.
Keeping our fingers crossed here. Brakes look good on the other one there?
Yeah.
You gotta check both sides too, don't you?
Yeah. Brakes are a little stuck here from sitting so long. That looks good.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You actually taking all the brakes off
Yeah.
and inspecting them?
Uh-huh.
So on the rotors, I know you're looking for cracks. Is there anything else you're looking for on the rotors?
Just cracks.
And what about the brakes? What are you looking for? Just wear?
Wear and tear.
What are you squeezing?
Brake shoe or pad, trying to collapse the piston in there a little. She doesn't want to let go. And we still got a lot of wear left on those things.
Not a pad?
Yeah, see the seam down the middle?
Yeah. You can
What do
still see it.
Yep, when you don't see it, that's when you're in problem. That's when you got trouble. Ooh, this bearing sounded a little rough.
Was there usually no sound?
Yeah, usually. You don't want to see that.
What's that mean?
Bearing's been wearing. I'll have to get into that. Nothing great.
Nothing bad?
Not yet. Yeah, that don't sound good at all in there. Retaining clip. Looks like there's water in there. And water has a way of finding its way into everything.
Looks kind of pitted.
Yeah. Well, the bearing doesn't right well. The race of the bearing rides on that, but doesn't really do anything. Looks like there's been water in there
What makes you say that?
because it's pitted.
Oh. The other ones weren't like that, huh?
There's the front bearing. I've seen better looking.
What's making you say that?
It just looks a little chewed up.
What would chew it up?
Dirt, bad bearing, just wear and tear,
Water.
water. You can feel the grit.
Oh, really?
Yeah. It's not supposed to be gritty. That's pretty rough. They're all pitted, real time, big time.
That's the only one though, huh?
Of all the wheels, yeah.
So you pulled them out on all of them and looked at them? Or you could just tell by...
I could tell by rolling that around. Which means I gotta pull the seal, which means I gotta get new seals. Here's the big bad boy right here. Oh, see now how nice and shiny those are? That's how they're supposed to be. Yeah, I just got my hands clean. All the dirt and grease and stuff out from underneath the fingernails and everything, and now right back at it.
See, now, if you had hair and you shampoo your hair, you get your cleaner nails at the same time.
Oh, is that how it works?
Yeah, you do that. Or you make meatloaf.
Meatloaf, huh? What are we having tonight?
Meatloaf. Do you want to make it?
Yeah, sure.
So now you got parts on order.
Yep.
So I got to wait around, huh?
All right, this is the old bearing. I don't know if you can tell how pitted it is. The rollers on it. So, but they're pretty pitted up. And this is the new bearing. Nice and shiny, everything's smooth. So, rolls good. All right, we've got the new bearings in the old hub put on there. The races were really good shape, so I decided not to replace the races, seeing how it's a major undertaking to do that, and I do not have a press. My friend has one, but he's about 40 miles away. So I inspected the races pretty good, and it rolls nice. While I've got it all apart, I put the new bearings in. I'm going to put new brake pads on it while I'm there, even though the old brake pads are still in really good shape. But I'm here, they're here, so why not? And I'm putting on D-Max semi-metallic brake pads. And it's for 7 and 8K axle. And right there's the part number, if anybody's interested. As you can tell, I still had a whole lot more meat on those. A little crumbly around the edge there, but you know, I might keep those around just for emergency use only. There's the new pad versus the old pad. The only difference is it has these two locator pins where this had the spring on the outside. And that spring made it real difficult to get that pad in and out. And the new pad seems to be able to just put it in there, and you have those little, line it up like that, and you have those little pins that go in the holes, and this little retainer clip right here just snaps in. A lot better way to put that in there. What I'm doing with the brake caliper now is these pins right here that bolted on. They are like this, and they go through the caliper, and the caliper has to slide on those things back and forth every time you stop. If they seize up in there, the pad always rubs on the rotor a little bit and wears your pads out prematurely. So what you want to do is down in the hole right here where this goes through, you want to use, or at least I use, caliper grease on it. And it lets the caliper slide back and forth and keeps it lubricated so it doesn't seize up on you. Alright, we got the new brake pads in. They were a snap to put in. A lot easier than the old style. And before I put the caliper back on, I like to put a little anti-seize right here on this edge and on this edge. And that allows the caliper to ride back and forth here without getting stuck. Caliper, rotor on, all new bearings, looking good. Look at that. Perfect. No play, no wiggle, no nothing. And there you go. Put all back together again. Here's a rotor. And right there you see a crack. And the crack goes down through the face of it. And I got a new one. Hub, bearings, seals, the whole 9 yards. And the rotor looks a little different than the other one, the new style. I guess it's, as they put it, has a different coating on it to keep it from rusting. And there's vented holes along the edges to dissipate heat, lighten the weight too, so we'll see how that goes.
So Dave, you're telling me we're going to have to put the bad rotor back on?
Well, I went to install a new rotor. First, let's start with that. Here's the, I gotta roll it over.
This is from E-Trailer, which you've used many times.
That's E-Trailer. Right there's the new rotor. But I got it all installed, put it in, and I went to put the oil cap on, and there's no threads in here for the oil cap. And I said, so what's going on with this? And then I started looking, and these are 1/2-inch bolts, not 5/8 studs.
They sent you the wrong one.
They sent me the wrong rotor.
And we're leaving in several days, so not enough time to get a new one.
Not enough time to get a new rotor, so I'm gonna have to put the old rotor back on and cross my fingers.
Oh boy.
Yeah,
Well, we'll see where else they can ship one on our on the road.
yeah. We'll see what they can do. All right, for right now, I had to put the old hub and rotor back on with a crack in it, just because I can't get a new one, and I have to order that one and meet up with it out on the road.
The Freedom Hauler tote looked good. He just needed to tighten the bearings and grease them up. Well, we're getting ready to start out our winter trip. Dave pulled out Leroy, backed him in on this side. Got Dixie hooked up. Backed it up just enough so we can get the smart car on the back. And boy, are we fortunate everything's lined up just perfectly with our driveways. First time in a while. Slow down. Whoa, there you go. Awesome. And off we go. Man, that's close. Woohoo! Off to another adventure. Thanks for watching. If you liked the video, please give us a thumbs up. We'd love to hear from you in the comments below, even if it's just to say hi. Don't forget to subscribe.